Well, hello there, internet strangers. If you're watching this video, there's a good chance you wanted to take a peek at CrewTracks without talking to a human. And that's a shame, because we have super nice humans around here. But let me give you a little peek at CrewTracks. There's a reason we usually do this via a live demo, and that is we have a ton of features, and you probably don't need all of them. So we want to help you figure out if we're a good fit, and if we are, what exactly you need from CrewTracks, so we don't give you everything and the kitchen sink when all you need is maybe just the kitchen sink. So let's start with a quick preview of our scheduling features. So I've got this schedule set up for Brett's masonry crew, and if I go edit this schedule, you can see all the options I had to set up for it. So I have a crew assigned here, I've got a foreman and a supervisor, and then I've got a list of employees here. It's going to be me and my buddies Hugh and Matt. We've got our time clock options, we've got 2 jobs on the schedule. Looks like at the state bank we'll be doing brick, elevator, and stone, and on this scaffolding job we'll be allocating travel time to it and also working on scaffold erection. We want to require all time to be allocated to jobs. We've got some equipment assigned here. We could choose more from the list if we wanted to. We're requiring notes and photos, got some materials assigned here. There are no schedule documents just for this particular schedule for this particular day, but we do have documents that are included because of the jobs and equipment and things that are on this schedule. So for example, we have a JHA that is an organization document. That means everyone in the organization gets that document every day. But if you want that JHA attached to a job, like for example, we have this tailgate here. Tailgate is another term that people sometimes use instead of JHA. Just a quick meeting to go over the safety for the job site. This document is attached to this scaffolding job itself, so you can put the documents wherever it makes sense for your organization. Now if I keep scrolling down, I've got no multi-day documents, and miscellaneous information I have parking receipts. This is a piece we custom build for everybody, so if there's some random information you want on your daily reports that isn't included in CrewTracks, we'll build it for you. We also have a job sign-off, which allows for, usually for a customer to sign off on the daily work, and then we have the schedule information section, which is just a text box for you to put all the other stuff you want included on the schedule. So I'll go ahead and save that schedule, and let's pull it up on the iPad. Okay, so here's what your crews in the field will see on our mobile app. This is on the iPad. It can also work on an iPhone or any Android device. But the first thing you'll see is your schedule all set up for you, including that schedule description. If you have the address of the job, you can tap map it. It'll take you right to the spot. But let's go ahead and work on schedule. Now along the bottom you can see a bunch of features. Time clock, time assignment, jobs, equipment, notes and photos, materials, documents, miscellaneous info, job sign off. We have a lot of stuff we can do in CrewTracks. I'm going to show you a few of the most frequently used features, which are time clock, time assignment, notes and photos, and documents. If you want to see the rest, you're going to have to talk to one of our friendly humans. So let's start with the time clock. You clock in and clock out with a photo. So I'll tap on myself. Hi self. And I'm all clocked in. I'll do the same thing with each of these other guys. Okay, so everyone's clocked in. You can see we are in progress. We clocked in at 2:43 or 2:44 p.m. If I need to, I can adjust that time just by tapping on it and rolling it back. So now I started at 5:43 a.m. But it leaves a nice little audit trail, so it's really easy to see if someone is abusing the ability to do this. You can also turn off that feature if you just don't want people to be able to edit their times in the field, in which case they'll just call into the office and say, hey, I forgot to clock these guys in, can you roll their time back an hour, or whatever the case may be. So let me go ahead and just adjust everyone's time real quick. We'll give us some time on the clock to play with, and then if you want to set lunch, just tap on that and use the sliders to set a lunch time. And then let's go ahead and clock out. I'll start with myself. Hi self. I'll use that photo, and it's going to ask, were you injured? So I'll say no, and then I'm going to sign both for my injury status and for the amount of time that I worked. Let me go ahead and clock out my buddies Hugh and Matt. Okay, now that everybody's clocked out, let's go to time assignment and indicate where we spent our time. So let's say I spent maybe half my time on elevator. I'll just tap add time, slide it halfway across, and then maybe I spent the rest of my time on brick. Tap add time, slide all the way across to use up the rest of my time, and my time has now been allocated to those 2 items. Super easy, you don't even have to type anything. Let's say Hugh and Matt spent most of their time on the scaffolding job. They each had a little bit of travel time, so we'll tap and slide. Hugh traveled for an hour, Matt traveled for an hour as well. And then I just assign the rest of their time to the scaffolding job. So add time, slide all the way to the right, add time, slide all the way to the right. Now everybody's time has been allocated. Now you'll notice no one on my schedule got to the stone phase on the state bank. That's fine, you can just leave it blank. But if you don't want that cluttering up your schedule, just hit remove and remove. Are you sure? Yep, and it's gone. So now I only have the items that actually got addressed on today's schedule. Okay, now I'm gonna skip past this production piece, which is a shame because it's pretty cool. We'll go to notes and photos, and you can see I have a section for each job that's on my schedule. I have a section for the state bank and for the scaffolding job. So if I want to add some job site photos, I'll just tap take photo, And oh, you caught me looking up pictures of Matt Damon on my computer. All right, I'll tap use photo to use that photo, and I can take as many photos as I want for this job. It'll just keep adding them in that same spot. So I'll use that photo. You can see there's a second, but I can also hit add note up here if I want a separate section of photos, and I also can import photos from a device if I already took photos earlier. I'll just grab this picture of my daughter at SeaWorld. And then over here in the white spot, you can add your notes. You can even use voice to text. Here's a picture of my daughter at SeaWorld. Or of course, you can type in here as well. Here are pictures, yeah, that takes too long, of Matt Damon. That's better. So I've got a couple photos with a caption here, one photo with a caption here. I've got nothing on the scaffolding job yet, so I'll just take another photo and just add a note. Here is my note. I often like to say the notes and photos section is the most simple and most valuable part of CrewTracks. And you get a live feed of all these notes and photos in the office. Check this out. We're going to shift back into the office view here, and if I go to, well, I could go to jobs here, and I can go down to the state bank job. I'll view that. And if I scroll down, I can see the notes and photos that have come in from this job. Oh, look at that. I added some more legit photos earlier. But you can also just click on live events over here, and it just gives you a feed of everything that's happening in the company. So there's when I added the note. Here's when I added the photo. Some more photos. There's my clock outs and my clock ins. And you can, at the top here, you can filter by what you want to see. So maybe you just want to see notes and photos throughout the day. Now if I scroll through, any photos and notes coming in from any job site throughout the whole company will be in this feed. You can even leave this open. It will ding at you when a new event happens, and you can really keep your finger on the pulse of what's happening in the field. Okay, let's get back to the iPad and pick up where we left off. The last piece I'm going to show you is documents. When I tap on documents, you can see all these folders based on the context where I've placed those documents in CrewTracks. So in the organization document, we have a JHA that everyone has access to. If I go back here under the crew, I have an emergency contact list, which hadn't been downloaded yet. So once it downloads, it gives me that notification. I can tap there. There's my emergency contacts for the crew. On the job, I have 3 documents, 2 for the scaffolding job, 1 for the state bank. The state bank job, that's a pretty big one. Oh, it downloaded fast though. Let's open that one up, and I'll show you a couple things we can do with our document management. So let me go to this page here, and I can grab my drawing tools, draw a circle. Whoa, that circle's super small. Let's make it thicker. There we go. I'm actually going to delete that circle that I just made, and let's try again. There we go. And now if I tap on that circle, I can add a note. Could not work in this area due to flooding. Alright, so now I've got a note on this document indicating there was a problem area here. And now if I go to another page, I can open up this menu, and I can see an index of all of the annotations I've made on this document. So if I tap on that one, it'll go back to where I was. And I only have one annotation right now, but this will build a list of any notes and drawings and things that have been added to this document. It's really, really useful. When I'm done, hit save and close. Best practice is just leave this named edit 1 and save, because it will automatically have the date and my name attached to it. So that's an example of drawings or plans that you can annotate and draw on. Let's look at an actual PDF that you can fill out. Like, let's go back to jobs, and let's look at the scaffolding job, and we'll do the scaffold inspection. Let that download. All right, now let's open it up. And I can actually fill out this document here on the iPad. So I can put my date, job site, scaffold tag, all these things. And you can even collect signatures on these documents. So I sign that, that signature shows up on the bottom there. And of course, you can use voice to text all over this thing to save time. So it's going to be a lot faster than filling it out on paper. And then when it's all done, again, just hit save and close. My name and date is already automatically attached to it. And just like everything else in CrewTracks, this syncs with the office in real time. So once I fill out this document and save it, I have, by doing that, already submitted it to the office. No one in the office has to chase me down to find this paperwork. It's already there. Okay, I'm dying to show you more because we've got so many great features, but we really want to give you a chance to just see what's relevant to you. So schedule a demo. We've got some really friendly guys over here. We don't believe in high pressure sales. We believe in building a relationship. Sometimes we'll be in touch with someone for years before they decide to buy CrewTracks, and sometimes we'll recommend other software as well. So schedule your free demo, and we would love to help you in the way that truly serves you best.